Okay, let's check out the search trends. Past 90 days, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Tor, pretty good privacy. And with the blue line is Bitcoin, and you can see that there has been a rise in the interest of Bitcoin. Perhaps that correlates with the price. You can also see the green dotted line is the interest in Tor, and that has gone down a little bit, and there's almost as much interest in Bitcoin as there is Tor. And that's only happened a few times in the last 90 days. And it looks like the interest in PGP has also gone up. Let's go down to the search terms for Bitcoin. Bitcoin Billionaire is rising. Bitcoin Security is rising. Moon Bitcoin, that's a great one. Bitcoin to USD Circle Bitcoin, Bitcoin Indonesia, and Bitcoin Faucet are the rising search terms. Let's go take a look at the altcoins. We've got Litecoin, Dogecoin, Darkcoin, Ripple, and BitShares. I've chosen these because they have high market capitalizations. They're normally near the top of the market capitalizations. The issue with BitShares is that there is not enough volume to be in the chart, but it's a relatively new project, so I'm going to keep it in there for now because it is near the top. Darkcoin is not always at the very top, but it has a lot more interest than a lot of the other altcoins, so it actually registers in the chart. Okay, let's take a look. There has been a rise in the interest in Dogecoin. You can see it the red line on the right-hand side, and an interest in Litecoin has risen, and the interest in Ripple has increased, and for whatever reason, the interest in Darkcoin has decreased. Let's check out some of the search terms. Rising terms, Litecoin free, Litecoin value. For Doge, rising terms, Bitcoin price, Dogecoin free, Dogecoin faucet. And the others just do not have enough volume for these extra search terms. Okay, Ripple Labs. And that's about it. All right, and that's it for the search terms. All right, and that's it for search trends. All right, let's take a look at the Bitcoin price. Up and down, up and down. A lot of action lately. We can see there was a period of relatively low volume, and the volume has gone up a lot the last days. And one day the price went all the way up to around 455 on Bitstamp and all the way down to around 380 on Bitstamp. And it's also near 380 at the time of this video. This candle, this is a day candle. This represents 1 day of trading with a really large wick at the top and the bottom with a small body like this. That represents indecision in the market. So on that day, there was a lot of indecision. The sellers won the battle for that day, so to say. It's a red candle, but in reality, there was not a clear signal on who won the day, the buyers or the sellers on that day. However, it kind of looks like a so-called spinning top. And often that's a signal of a trend reversal, and that is what we've had the last 2 days. So this candle is still being calculated. It's not finished. It's the active day candle, but it looks like that's what happened. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future, if the price is going to stay around 380, 390, or if it's going to go down, or if it's going to explode back up to over 460. We don't know at this point. And if you're skeptical about the spinning top, well, you should be. I mean, you can see whatever you want in all this. That's true. I hear you. But you can also find these patterns. The same pattern happened on the Bear Whale Day. Let's go back a bit. So here is another one. So the trend is going down, 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 down. And then there is the spinning top, and there is a reversal in the trend. So that's what I mean. And then on that day also, okay, the sellers won that day, but in general, that was a sign of market indecision. And that's it for trading news. Okay, let's figure out how to use the blockchain to vote. It's not that complicated. I'm going to go through the steps that I did in order to achieve that, and then we can do a live vote. All right, I'm in Clear Wallet. That is a fork of Counterparty in Viacoin. It's not so you can do the same thing in Counterparty, which is on top of Bitcoin, but it's just cheaper for demonstration, and it's a lot faster just to do it in here. So I'm just using this for demonstration. You could also do this using the Bitcoin blockchain and using Counterparty. It's basically the exact same thing, and even the software looks exactly the same. So it's very easy. Okay, in this case, we're gonna need some XCH in order to do these actions, and we're also gonna need a little bit of Viacoin. In Counterparty, you would need Bitcoin and you'd need XCP. Okay, as soon as we get that, you can buy that at exchanges. No big deal. All right, you send that over, and then you come over here to address actions, and then you go create a token. And I already created it. I called it XVote. And then you can make a description, vote, yeah, 9. Wow, yeah. And then you say how many you want to make. And then you can decide if you want to make it divisible. And for the voting, I turn that off because we don't want to have half votes or Satoshi votes. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm not going to do it right. And this costs 100 XCH right now, which is not very expensive. All right, so here it is. I created it, and I haven't issued any because then I also made another one called XMember. The same way, I went over here, create token, and then I made this one XMember. The same exact way I made XVote, and I made a whole bunch. All right, and then everybody in our club or whatever gets one of these tokens. So for this purpose, I've done it all in my wallet, but I've made several addresses. So let's go down. All right, here we go. We got Hans. Hans is in our cool club. He's got one member. And I also sent him one Viacoin so that he can vote later. Yeah, so he has some fuel for voting. Mary is also a member. She's got one. Laura is a member. Thomas and Jonas. Okay, they're all members. Down here, I've got also ready for the voting. Vertrag 1, ja, is this address, and Vertrag 1, 9. That is this address. These are the addresses you would send to for voting. Right now, nobody has any voting tokens. What they do have is our member tokens. All right? All right, so then we go over here. All this is in the Viacoin blockchain. You could go back, we can go back and trace all this, and I'll put that in the post. All right, let's vote on something. We want to vote on Vertrag 1, right? Okay, then we go over here to address actions, pay distribution, token name, pay a distribution to holders of this token, XMember. Go over here to XVote. 1, everyone gets 1. Pay it. All right, so let's continue now. Looks like Mary has a vote. Let's give Laura a vote too. So Viacoin takes 24 seconds to confirm. I know that everyone loves altcoins, so. All right, so it looks like everybody has a vote. Hans, Mary, Laura, and Thomas, and Jonas all have votes. It looks like we still have to confirm. Okay, let's vote. So I've created here the voting address. I mean, I'm doing this all in my wallet, but you could do this with separate wallets, of course. Would be really easy. All right, and let's see. Jonas wants to say yes. Then he says, "Okay, send the vote here." Oops, only got one. Go. And let's see. And I already see it. There's a vote. And we could go back and track who that was. I guess you could also do anonymous voting if you wanted. You could also have it that you don't know who voted, but you know that they do have an ex-member token, so that it's only members voting. You could also track that. So that would be another way to do it. All right, so this is a basic demonstration about how I think you could easily do blockchain voting with existing technology, zero programming needed. All right, do it.